I am bread. I am bread. I am bread. How's this sound? Is it? Okay, it sounds good. Game music's not too loud compared to the microphone. Hello, Dynamite Rabbit. This is just some... Oh, I can see the shit on my screen, so I don't have to look at the YouTube. Unless people donate monies, then they have to say, hey, Toronto guy donated monies. Hey, North Korean. This is just me playing something, no reason. I just thought I'd try streaming my PS4 on YouTube and see how it went. See how many people would click the money sign. I've only played this game once. It was pretty messed up. Pretty funny. So let's play some bread and people can watch. They can leave. They can donate money. No skin off my back. Be cool if you donated money though. Levels are fine. Very good. Okay, so let's redo board 1. It took me about almost an hour to make it to the toaster and toast myself. For those who don't know what this game is, you're literally a piece of bread and you have to make it from clear obstacles to make it to the toaster and toast yourself without over toasting yourself and without getting all dirty and shit. So yeah, hence the title, I Am Bread. All right. Okay, so here we go. Where? Okay. C, R2 and R1. No. R1 and R1. Oh, that's where the controllers are. Okay. Let's see if we can butter myself. Let's butter. I don't use SC, just Patreon, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, that's fine. No problem. Yo, T, what's going on? What's going on? I'm bread. That's what's going on. I'm a piece of bread. Forget it. I'm already wasted time. There's people to serve. There's people to feed. Let go of the butter. All right, so let's... So you see, way over there, past this island, you see over there, you see the toaster. Past the island with the fruit. I got to get there in record time, and here I am stalling and get toasted. Yeah, so here we go. Ooh, I just got some stuff on myself, so there's some garnish. Very good. Those of you wondering, this is like my second time playing this, so I'm not exactly a pro. All right. There's a skateboard down there. As you can see, the floor is dirty, and it's very important not to get all messed up. Oh shit! Damn it! Not right. I'm playing I Am Bread, Mr. Thing. I'm literally a piece of bread. Up! Idiot! Get the fuck up, you fucking idiot! Get on the skateboard. Contamination, germs, rabies. There we go. Okay. Now, I went on this island the first time I played. People are leaving already because they're like, fuck this shit. If you ain't going to talk about women being cunts, I'm leaving. Oh, well, sorry to disappoint anyone who's left already. All right. I'm bread. So when I played this level the first time, I went up this island and I wasted too much time. So I'm going to use a skateboard to go around the island. Around the island. Like a boss. Alright. Back up. Fool. Okay, this isn't working. Turn. Oh, now there's two watching, one of which is me. Sorry if I'm not calling women cunts and shit and being all pissy. This is just for fun. To see how the streaming via... forget it. Let's just go on the friggin... Let's just get... We're already fucked up enough. Let go. Let's get up. Up. Fool. No. There we go. The R1 and R2. Probably don't want to hang under the garbage can. There we go. There we go. That's L1 and L2? Yep. Hurry up. Look, I'm already friggin' messed up. Now I'm the only one watching. Oh well, people can watch this later. Can ask me anything. Don't have to donate money if you don't want to, but I don't know. What do you? I had an exclusive story. There's nobody in here. Well, the story was that I was gonna probably break it. I was on the Purple Pill cast last night, kinda, sorta. I lasted about a total of about. I contributed about 15, maybe 30 seconds of my own content, and then I had to leave because I just don't do well in those situations. Oh, ants! Don't want to get ants on the bread. As a guy who likes to cook, you got to keep it. There we go. All right, fool. Oh, there's somebody else in here now. There was like 50 people in here, whoever you are, and now they're gone because I wasn't calling women cunts. You know, I guess they're going to like the Twitch streams to find, you know, some females in scantily clad clothing who are sitting there doing fuck all and getting donations from stupid men. So, by all means, if that's what you want to do, then hey, more power to you. Heck, if I was a woman with a tight-ass body and shit, I'd do the same shit if I can get away with taking advantage of stupid dudes willing to give me money to sit in front of a camera and eat or just look at the camera. Look at this! I'm not even edible anymore. Fine. Ooh, I got a trophy. I am dead. That's awesome. So yeah, I went on a date in December. I didn't reveal that. I went on a first and last date in December during my holidays. As there are now 3 people watching, one of whom is me. I can tell that story, but maybe I'll wait for a second. And we try this again. Now, for those who don't know, I am bread. I am literally a piece of bread, and I need to make it from the loaf all the way across over there. You can see the little black thing in the distance. That's a toaster. I need to get toasted while getting as little, if any, contamination on myself as possible. So, here we go. Ooh, another trophy. Bun fortunate. All right, right on. Another person left. You see, that's one of the big problems I have with the whole fucking YouTube MGTOW shit, man. People just want to hear friggin' me and whoever else, the MGTOW people, talk about how we hate women and shit, it seems. Or they'll fucking leave. Fine, leave! Then again, it is Saturday. I'm sure you have better shit to do than to watch me play a piece of bread. What buttons am I supposed to push here? Oh, there we go. Damn it, 50. Look at these footprints. Ants and shit all over my ass. Oh, no, 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 no. Idiot! What buttons are they? Oh, my God. Let's try it again. People are coming and going. Toronto guy, talk about how women suck and shit. So anyway, I went on a date, the one person who's watching now, whoever you are, in December. I was on holidays in December for 3 weeks, and I got extremely bored. And I thought, you know what? Just for shits and giggles, let's create another online dating site profile. So I did that on OkCupid because I was bored. So I created another one just to see what would happen. Maybe I can tell a story. Look, I'm going to be telling right now. So I created another profile in December because I was bored. Well, there's now a third person. So if you're back because I wasn't talking about how women are cunts, here's a story about a date I went on in December. All right, so as I said 3 or 4 times already, I was bored during my holidays. And I'm a piece of bread. So, shit, don't fall off the edge. Get on the chair and then on the skateboard. So because I was bored, I created another online dating site profile. I went to OkCupid. Wrong controls, idiot. On OkCupid. And the first thing I noticed is that a lot of the fucking women who were on that site when I first joined it, like back in 2014, are still on that friggin' site. They are fucking still on there. Now, these are not women based on their pictures who should have any problem finding a dude. So obviously, this is a case, and you also can't tell me that online dating sites, that the reason that they're still on the fucking online dating sites is because they've only because there's only assholes on online dating sites. I was on online dating sites for a good amount of time, and I don't think I'm an asshole. So that's the first thing I noticed, is that a lot of the same fucking women are still on that shit. And based on their pictures and profile, their pictures at least, because come on, men and women on those sites, the first thing they look at when looking for somebody is the picture to make sure they're hot. Okay? Women will deny it. They're full of shit. So these women who were still on there from the time I was first on that friggin' crap in 2014 were still on there. Based on their pictures, they should have no freaking problem. How do I get around this apple? No problem at all finding a dude. So, and they're still on there telling me, okay, everything that everybody says about online dating sites and women on them, about them being extremely fucking picky, is obviously true, because a lot of these women who are still on here after 3 fucking years should have no problem finding a dude. And you cannot tell me that the reason they haven't found anybody and they're still on the site is because they keep is that only assholes are on those sites. Because if only assholes were on online dating sites, and I do know there was a lot of them. I do know there's a lot of male assholes on those sites and a lot of female bitches on those sites. Where was I going with this? Oh, I got a piece of glass stuck in me. So you can't tell. So it confirmed that. Hey, Thomas. Blah, 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 blah. Shit. Look what you made me do. I'm all getting contaminated now because I had to say hey to you. Damn it. Okay, focus before I... Okay, L2, R2. Okay, here we go. Let's go to the cat... No, you don't want to go to the pet food. Look at I'm getting all fucking contaminated. Straighten up. God, I suck at this game. Fuck, just let me suck. Just let me tell my story. So I was on that site. Obviously, these women are just... There's women on the site. There's dudes on those dating sites who are... Oh, 6 were here, now 3 are gone because I'm not calling women cunts. Sorry. So I know for a fact that there are scumbags on those sites because, as I mentioned on a previous video some time ago, I created a female profile for 24 hours on one of those sites just to see what it was going to be like. And after 24 hours, I got over 300 messages from fucking dudes. I only read a few. And there were ones where dudes were just being complete fucking like, what the fuck, you assholes? No, you're making us all look bad. But you can't tell me that that's all dudes on that site. And if it was, if these women who were still on that shit, oh, there's only 1 watching now, yay, or 2, one of which is me. You can't, like, I need to stop looking at that shit because it's distracting me. I'm trying to be bred. So you can't tell me that shit, whatever I was saying. Okay? I know there's scumbag dudes. There's also bitch women. And any woman who wants this, who was, as I was saying, was still on that site after 3 fucking years, still there, who based on their pictures should have no problem finding a dude. They will probably say, well, the reason I'm still on there is because all men are on there are assholes. Well, if they're all assholes, why are you fucking on there? Why don't you get the fuck off? Why don't you leave the site and get the fuck off? If all the dudes on there are assholes. All right, going well. So anyway, I rejoined it just for shits and giggles because I was bored during my holidays. And I posted, a picture from when a friend of mine came from New York, and she rented a condo. Like I talked about this in a previous video. Basically, it was pictures of me in a lavish kitchen, made it look like I was living the life, and I had, way to go. Oh, thank God. Marty McFly, baby. Pictures of me basically in a fancy kitchen and in my chef coat cooking, and in no time at all I was getting messaged by women. Not a ton of women, but women. And then one of them messaged me and blah 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 blah, and she looked fine, and she was into the cooking style. I thought, and she seemed interested in, like, she was a good looking, based on her picture, she was a good looking woman. And wow, I'm just hanging there. So we eventually agreed to end up just meeting for a one-on-one. And I suggested a big, awesome farmer's market in town, shitballs, in Toronto, called the St. Lawrence Market. And she was like, sure, we'll go there. We'll meet at a coffee shop, a Starbucks across the street, and just Then we'll go to St. Lawrence Market and see what's up. I thought, sure. So I go there. I'm at the coffee shop first, and I get there, and she texts me, like, wanting to confirm that I'm there before she leaves the fucking house, okay? And I figured it's because, okay, she probably figured I was just some dude who was going to flake on her. But no, I was there, and she texts me, so you're there? I said, yeah, I'm here, and blah, blah, blah. I got us a seat, so, you know, and she was like, okay, I'll drive there. I'll be there soon. Okay, I'm waiting, and I'm like, okay, cool. I'm already here. Let me get my drink, and then I'm already here, so that means I will not be pressured into whatever she decides to order at Starbucks, since I was there like 20 fucking minutes before her, I will not feel pressured to pay for whatever she decides to order. Brilliant, right? Because I'm a fucking genius. So I'm waiting, and she finally shows up. And it's a case of, you know how there's the term butterface out there, which applies. I've only ever seen it apply to women. God damn, I suck at being bred. Okay, this woman wasn't a butter face. She had a nice face. She was a butter body. Okay? Stupid fucking asshole. Oh, just let's start this one again. YouTube Susan Babeba promoting Islam faggots. I wouldn't know anything about that. I try to stay away from all the political drama going on because it only pisses me off. So the OkCupid woman shows up. And it is a case of how, you know, everybody sees it. You see this all the time. Most women, they'll post a shot from like the neck up when they post pictures online to hide something, to hide a fat fucking ass, to hide whatever. And that was the case with this woman. So she wasn't a butter face. She had a nice face. She was a butter body. She had a nice face, and then for everything from the neck down was just, yeah. She was like, there's fat. And then there's like I'm a fan of BBW women. You know what I mean? Did you go to Doug Ford's rally? No, I'm not into the politics. Did I vote for him? I don't know when the last mayoral election was. I may not have lived in Toronto at the time. I haven't voted in fucking years anyway. I don't vote to elect. I vote to re-elect if the person or party in power is worthy of being re-elected, then I'll vote. Other than that, fuck it, because politicians are all assholes. I'm not gonna just vote for somebody because they're whatever. They believe in what I believe in, because once they get into office, they're a bunch of full of shit. You know, like Donald Trump was like pre-election, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that, I'm gonna make deals, but even during that shit, I was, oh god damn, being bred is garbage. Even during all that shit, I was like, dude, you may be good at making deals in the real estate world, but we're talking about politics. Politicians are the most stubborn motherfuckers on the planet. You will not make deals with these people, regardless of what party. If you try to side with them, then the conservatives will side against you. You're fucked. You have no chance. But hey, it's better than Hillary. So that's why I don't really care for politics. They're all a bunch of fucking, they won't get shit done anyway. So as I was saying, this butter body shows up. She had a nice face, but she wasn't. And what I was saying is that I'm a fan of like BBW, big busty women. I'm a fan of all shapes and sizes and shit. Yes, I know the bread is totally dirty. Thank you. But she wasn't a BBW. This woman was like, you know, there's fat women. No, NJ Grant. I think there's a certain kind of BBW that can look good. Also, skinny women. Okay, I'm not a fan of a particular body. It's all about how it all fits together. And this woman who I met up with because I was bored during my holidays in December, so I just went on OkCupid for shits and giggles. She wasn't fat. She was one of these large fat people, or in the case of women, fat women who, like, you know how there's BBW women out there who, like, they'll have like fat boobs, like their boobs will be like balloons and shit. This woman, it's like it appeared that her body, when she's naked, that she looks like a fucking mudslide, only she was white. So it's not like, it would be like flab hanging down, like no bloated boobs, just flabs hanging off her fucking chest. So that's what showed up, and that's what she wasn't showing in her OkCupid God damn it. Ooh. Wow, that worked. Holy shit. So that's what showed up. And tag, but that website is dead. All right. I'm not really. Yeah, so that's what showed up, and I wasn't impressed at all. I was like, okay. Another case of a fucking woman posting pictures from the face up because she's got an okay face, and the end. So we get to talking, and she's into cooking. She sells like food processors and shit. And I figured, okay, I'm definitely not going to date this woman because, hey, I'm like anybody else. Everybody can deny it, including women. If I decide to date, which is very hardly I will do, I will definitely not get married with all the laws and shit that fuck a man over, giving a woman the option to fuck a dude over. A woman has to be fucking hot. And that doesn't mean she has to be some fucking supermodel. Okay? Women can be hot with whatever body. If they wear it right. And this woman wasn't wearing it right. But she was into the food shit. She was selling food, and I thought, hey, I love to cook. Maybe I can take advantage of her connections and get discounts on shit. So we're talking that shit, and we finish our shit at Starbucks, and then we go to the St. Lawrence Market across the street. For anyone who doesn't know, St. Lawrence Market is one of the greatest, most awesome farmers markets on the planet. It's located here in Toronto. So we go there, we walk around, and it's like, yeah, man, look at all this fall, look at everything. Because St. Lawrence Market, to somebody like me, is like a friggin' art gallery. It's like a museum. It's friggin' awesome, the shit they have there. Come on, get up there. Get up to the toast. So we're doing that shit, and then we get to the lower level, and she's like not impressing me at all. And this is supposed to be a date, which I joined just for shits and giggles because I was bored. Look at it, it's taking me almost 3 minutes to make a piece of fucking toast, idiot. And I'm bored. Get in there. Get in there, you fucking clown. Get in there, you fucking idiot. This is, hey Gordon, this is just, I just decided to try streaming my PS4 live and just doing a random whatever, let's hang out, ask me whatever cool thing. But I'm telling a story about a date I went on in December. I'm not going to re-explain it. I'll go back to the video and get the gist of it out. I'll start it. So we're at Toronto. We're at the St. Lawrence Market. This woman is not impressing me. She did not impress me with her fucking looks because she was, as I said, she was a fucking butter body. Her profiles, she was one of those women who posts pictures from the face up because everything from the neck down is fucking bloody disgusting. So we're wandering, and then we go to the bottom level, and this woman decides to start buying stuff. Cool, no problem. It's the farmer's market. I'm a chef guy too. I like food. I did buy stuff. I bought some spices from a place. She decides that she's gonna buy some salmon jerky. Okay, you idiot! Salmon jerky at the St. Lawrence Market in Toronto is not cheap. It's imported. So a little bit of salmon jerky she bought cost, I believe it was almost $60 for just a little bit of it because it was imported, and it's salmon jerky. And I was like, fucking hell. All right, but hey, it's her money. So as she's paying for it, she takes out her purse. She takes out her wallet. She opens her wallet, and like a fucking nosy ass motherfucker, I look, and what do I see? You fucking idiot. I see what I counted in it. She either had 7 or 8 fucking credit cards in her wallet. I saw that, and I was like, okay, that confirms that I definitely do not want anything to do with this woman. Because who needs fucking 7 or 8 credit cards to their name unless they're just bloating them all up with fucking debt? So fuck that shit. So she bought her $60 worth of salmon jerky, and then we continued, and then it was like, okay, nice meeting you, bye. Thanks for fucking butter bodying, you fucking fraud with your fucking neck up pictures that a lot of these women do. So that's my date story. And then I thought, let me use the side man. Oh, you mean over here? Okay. Don't you guys just love watching a dude play a piece of toast? Maybe if I hang on there. So, but I thought, you know, okay, let me at least not be a total asshole, and let me text her and say, you know, it was nice meeting you and shit. And then she replied, say, yeah, nice meeting you too. Have a good New Year, have a good Christmas. And I was like, cool. Talk to you later via text. And I was like, please don't text me back. And thankfully she didn't. So, which is funny. She had no interest in me. Somebody who, like her, who was a total fucking butterbody. And I'm guessing in crazy debt because she had about 7 or 8 credit cards in her purse. Like, was picky about me. Now, that's not me being arrogant or anything. It's me being like, I mean, come on. I have a hell of a lot more to offer than she did. I'm a fucking... I mean, if I were gay or a woman, I'd totally want to make out with me. Because I'm fucking awesome and I'm pretty fucking hot. So the fact that she decided not to, like, you know, try to keep hanging on me. This isn't working then, Jay Grant. Unless you mean over... So yeah, she didn't reply to my text, and I was thankful. I was like, fuck, if she replies and wants to meet again, then what? I have to break her heart and say, yeah, I didn't feel it, but if you want to be friends, we can be friends. Oh, god damn it. This is not working at all. Get up in. Try going to the front. So that's the story of how I went on a date. And okay, now I can tell the gist of it for those who were here late. It was during my holidays in December. I got bored and I figured I'd, just for shits and giggles, go on a create another dating site profile. And I ended up seeing a lot of the same women on there who were still there for 3 years prior, which is a fucking joke. When you can't tell me, look at this, almost 8 minutes to make a piece of fucking toast. They need to make it easier to get the hell in there. Okay, watch out. Maybe if I fling myself around real hard. All right, get in. You fucking idiot. Get the fuck in the bread, idiot. Get in. Not in the litter box. Holy shit. So, uh-oh. So that's the story of the date I went on, which I, yeah, kept myself until now. Which I was gonna maybe tell, ooh, getting there, on the Purple Pill cast last night. But yeah, that whole thing. For anyone who doesn't know or does know, I was kind of, this is stupid, come on. I was kind of on the purple, first of all, subscribe to the Purple Pill dude if you're not already. Oh my god! Stop! Alright, but I was on there and yeah, I don't do well in those dynamics of, what it was that it was people that I don't really know. The only person who was there that I knew, that I quote unquote know, is Purple Pill Boy. Everyone else I didn't. So I'm not good in those dynamics, and especially in a case where it was just random discussion. Let's just talk about whatever. So I was like, okay. So after contributing a total of about maybe 30 seconds of content myself, after ultimately like 40 minutes, I was like, okay, I gotta leave. Because I got nothing to say. I can't contribute to this shit. Gordon Freeman just donated $10 to me. I'm going to use that to take another woman on a date and launch her buy some salmon jerky. Thank you, Gordon Freeman. That's the first donation ever. I'll make a... Okay, I'm gonna try to make it in this toaster just for you, bro. Oh, god damn it. Ugh, this is a stupid game. So, what was I talking? Oh yeah, the Purple Pill thing. So yeah, it wasn't... I left after about 38 minutes and contributing only about 30 seconds of dialogue myself because I didn't know anybody there except for Purple Pill Kid. And they were talking about people that I don't know, which is fine. I mean, he's got some kind of vendetta or war going on with some guy named Coach Eli, who I don't know. I don't watch that dude, his videos, or subscribe to his channel or anything. And then they were talking about other people I don't know. So I was like, okay, I'm just going to quietly leave. And I did after about... oh my god. God damn it. And I did after about 40 minutes. I just left and commented, I gotta go, you know, have a good night. And then I came back, went back online this morning just to see how long they went on for. And that cast went on for like almost 5 hours. And I'm thinking like, damn, it's a good thing I left. I would have driven myself nuts. Because I don't do well in those situations. As fly on the wall, I don't do that shit. But the idiot Gabe Newell won't release it. Oh, you're talking about Half-Life or whatever? I've heard of the game, but I don't have it. This is taking too fucking long. Let's go to the menu, and I've already completed this level previously. So let's go with level 2 and see what happens. Because it shouldn't take anybody 10 minutes to make bread. Lounge. It's locked. What do you mean not cleared? I cleared this shit. What? Story mode. Why isn't it I already cleared this crap. Yes, NJ Grant. Toronto guy, yeah. So what else is going on in the world? I'm trying to think. I do my best to avoid all the politics and shit and the feminist shit that'll just piss me off. It's hard to avoid it because I see it. I mean, when I'm at work editing and then I have to render a video, there's nothing really to do except to go on my phone and go on Twitter and like bloody hell. I it was kind of a joke / the truth earlier this week. How do you find paper ballots? You probably find them when you go to vote. I wouldn't know. I haven't voted, as I mentioned earlier, in a very long time. I vote to re-elect. I don't vote to elect. I will vote the next time a party in power does a decent enough job that I say, okay, they deserve for me to re-elect them, then I will go out and vote. Other than that, no, I'm not going to give people power. I'm not going to, like, for example, the next provincial election here in Ontario is, I think it's this year. But the next federal, which is for Prime Minister, is next year. And there's no fucking... I'm definitely not voting for Trudeau. Because, I mean, did you see that India shit? Bloody hell. Like, I'm very familiar with Indian culture, and I have been for a very long time. Hardly anybody dresses the way that that fucking clown, and his family dressed in that Indian garb. Okay, that's the type of shit that they wear to fucking weddings, for crying out loud, over there. Not everyday shit, but that dude decides to go over there dressed up like a fucking Indian playboy. Fucking idiot. Okay, because he thought he'd fit right in. So, like, totally, god damn it, committing cultural appropriation all over the fucking place, and people were making fun of him for it. Like, he's the type of dude, I mentioned this too, that if he were to have a bunch of diplomats from China visiting Canada and he took them to dinner, he would serve them Chinese food. Okay, he's a fucking idiot. And that's not to say it's just him. I remember when the previous prime minister before him was called Stephen Harper. Oh, my microphone's tipping over. Was named Stephen Harper, and he was a conservative. And a few years back, the Prime Minister of India came here to visit to Toronto to push basically, ultimately what the Prime Minister of India was pushing back then was to invest in India, make your products in India. Don't make them here in Canada and pay Canadian workers. Make them in India and pay Indian workers because you can get them for cheaper. I mean, come on. So that's what he was pushing, and he goes to this arena here called the Ricoh Coliseum, the Prime Minister of India, to do a speech. And he does that, and our Prime Minister Harper, his wife got dressed up in fucking traditional Indian garb for that thing. And I was like, I had to watch it live because I work in broadcasting, so I had to watch it live, which was funny. Even funnier was that the entertainment for tonight was all... I hate this game. It was all Indian entertainment. Indian song, Indian dance, which is nothing wrong with it. A lot of the Indian stuff is good. But it was a bunch of shit that the Prime Minister of India can see on any street corner of his own fucking country any day of the week. You know, all right? And it was like, when the Prime Minister, like, for example, when Trudeau went to India last week, or whenever it was, did you see them, like, dressed up in fucking as Mounties and playing fucking hockey to make him feel at home? No. He went there and they showed him, they, you know, gave him a taste of Indian culture, which is cool because he was in India. And then when the Prime Minister of India came here a couple years back, we showed him Indian culture. We didn't show him Canadian culture. Get in there, idiot! Get the fuck in there! So it was like I got to thinking, like, what is our identity here in Canada, man? You know? When somebody from India comes here, we dress up in Indian garb and give them Indian food. When someone from China comes here, our prime ministers dress up, like, serve them fucking chicken fried rice and goddamn chicken balls. You know what I mean? But when we go over there, are they playing hockey? Are they, like, what the hell else do we do here? I don't even know. Even I'm confused because we're so concerned with making everybody else feel at home in this country that we don't really have a culture of our own here, except as our culture is everybody else's culture, which is fine. I mean, I don't want to sound like a racist or nothing, but I mean, maybe the Prime Minister of India, when he came here, would have liked to have taken in a hockey game. You know, show him some fucking Canadian shit, but no, we gotta have, you know, some Indian song and dance for him. And then when our people go over there, yeah, Trudeau will dress up like a goddamn Indian, like it's a miracle the dude didn't wear a fucking full-on turban with a fucking beard and have a fucking magic carpet and a goddamn snake coming out of a fucking thing and playing a fucking flute. That's how stupid he made himself look. Dude, you should just watch Trudeau. Oh, cringe. He may... okay. I can't believe it's taking this long to do the toast. But yeah, I mean, like, fucking Trudeau, if he were to go over to China, he would probably get dressed up in a fucking karate gi. You know, to fit right in. Like, he's a goddamn moron, that guy is. Like, what a fucking idiot. And that's one thing. We recently had our budget here. Now, if any of you are American, you're bored by this talk, trust me, it's entertaining me. You guys think your president is fucking an embarrassment? Jesus Christ. You know, fucking hell. But we had our budget here, and it was a lot, from what I heard, it was like, we got to focus on women's issues and pay equality and shit. And I'm thinking, come on, man. We have laws about pay gap. Get in there. Pay gap and shit. Get the fuck in there. We have laws like that. So what the hell? And they're saying we got to focus. We got to keep women's issues and make that the focus. And it's like, motherfucker, just go outside and open your eyes. Everything is pretty much a women's issue. How much more do they fucking need? Now, I know I like to say I don't like talking about all the feminist shit and shit, but it's just funny to me. And also, like, come on, people. How are we not doing enough to let women know that, you know, they're valuable? For fuck's sakes. Open your eyes, Trudeau. If anybody's friggin' basically bent over backwards to make women feel at home, it's him. I mean, fuck. You want to talk about cultural appropriation? I mean, International Women's Day is coming up, ain't it? Wouldn't be surprised if Trudeau goes out and wears a fucking dress on that day. Fucking idiot. Fucking embarrassment that guy is. And he will get reelected. There's no doubt in my mind that guy will get fucking reelected, because he will get elected on the handsome vote, like he did when he first get in there. How is it not getting in there? Get the fuck in there. But that's what will happen unless he's hit with a scandal, like a sexual harassment misconduct scandal, or gets acid thrown in his face to take away his good looks, or goes bald. He's gonna get reelected in 2000 and next year, no doubt in my mind. So that's just my opinion. It's not like I read up on politics, but I don't think you need to read up on politics. I go by what the people, my so-called friends on my real name Facebook page talk about, and yeah, I have too many liberal fucking, I don't even call them friends. They're more like pen pals 'cause I don't hang out with them. I have way too many liberal pen pals on my real name Facebook page. Yeah, the whole, yeah, me too on that Justine thing. Like, ugh. Regarding the whole Me Too thing, almost 10 minutes. There's got to be an easy way to get in this friggin' toaster for crying out loud. How are the physics of thingy not working? Yeah, go to the front where the nose of the toaster is at. You mean where the thing over here is? Cartwheel, idiot. Yeah, so anyone who's thinking about getting this game... As you can see, it's a fucking blast. Alright. Okay, circle. Get up there. Oh, that's just for shimmying. Oh no, come on. Up, up, up. R2. Up, up. Get in there, idiot. But anyways, as I was saying, come on. I think I've done a cartwheel before, but I don't know how I did it. I was just messing around. Shimmy a little. Shimmy. I'd like to propose a toast. Good one. Come on. Get in there. This is like a really bad fucking infomercial. You know, you watch it, you see an infomercial and they'll show the parts of somebody having trouble with a product. And then they say, but now there's this product. So all of this shit you're seeing right now is the bad part of the infomercial. Get in. Oh my God. Yeah, Trudeau's going to be reelected. I'm interested in seeing with the whole friggin', not interested, but it's going to be an interesting time with the whole primaries in the States this year. I mean, it seems like the Me Too shit has died down slightly. I mean, like a few weeks ago, there was a new accusation coming out, like 2 accusations an hour almost. But now it's like kind of died down. But then again, the Oscars are tomorrow, aren't they? I think. I've heard. I believe. But the primaries, man, that's when the whole shit's going to come back. You think the fucking Me Too shit's been crazy now. Wait till... I can't fucking believe this goddamn piece of toast. It's going to get even more insane now. I mean, don't be surprised if every fucking candidate on both on all sides, Republican and liberal and independent, get hit with some kind of sexual whatever allegation to the point where, like, I guess we have no choice but get women to run for all the positions. So it's going to be a crazy time. Like, that's one of the reasons I'm not really online much on my social media and on here, is because all this shit is just annoying the hell out of me. Try this. Use the tip of the bread foot and shove your bread in it. Canadian Conservatives, where? Are nothing more than... Yeah, I agree. They're all just completely fucking useless. Everybody... Yeah, so who wants to buy this game? It's probably a discount on PSN Network, so... Anyone thinking of buying this game, here's your fucking review of it. Get it? Not the cat litter! Shit! God damn it. Wow! Isn't there a free roam? Oh, the next day? I could just go? Oh, wow, this is loading. I've been tempted. Anyone seen Black Panther? Not that I'm interested in it, but it's almost like, I don't know. It's like I'm not a super... Somebody at work... Oh, it's a new board. Somebody at work asked me, like, so Toronto guy, he asked me, like, the weekend after Black Panther came out. So Toronto guy, you see Black Panther? I was like, no. And he was shocked. He was like, shocked. Where's the toast? What am I supposed to do here? And he was shocked that I didn't go and see Black Panther on an open weekend. And the whole thing with that, where am I supposed to go? Did I miss the description? Yeah, restart. What does it say? The whole thing, when people who might be shocked, oh look, it's the young purple pill boy who's here watching me rather than editing his next Chucky video about shitface. Wow. Not that I'm complaining, but you know, we're all waiting. I'm black. I chose not to watch it because of stupid political things in it. Well, my whole thing with that is it's not because of political shit. I'm not a superhero movie dude, and some people are shocked by that. People who know me. I mean, I own a total of like 5 superhero movies, only 3 of which I've watched regularly. I don't know what I'm supposed to do here. Maybe I'm supposed to butter my bread. I don't know. Isn't there a free roam mode? Let me just free roam while I just ramble. So I own like 5 superhero movies. You can... Oh, you're being like, wow, what a mouth on that kid. So, where's free roam mode? I know I saw it somewhere. So the whole thing, there it is. The whole thing with black, like, God damn it. Okay, fine. I guess we have to do this again. I own 5. 2 of which I've watched regularly. Batman 1989 with Jack Nicholson and Dark Knight because Heath Ledger was awesome as a Joker. I also have Deadpool, which I've watched a total of twice. It's not that I don't like it. I think the humor is cool. It's just I'm not ultimately a superhero guy movie. Incredibles I think is awesome. I also have the first... What the hell is this? Is this a race? Are you shitting me? What? I also have the first Guardians of the Galaxy movie, which I've tried to watch twice, and I couldn't get into it. So, stupid idiot. So I ended up just having it play in the background while I mindlessly browse the internet. You stupid ass. So I can't get into that, and I haven't seen any of the Avengers or Iron Man or X-Men. So that's why I have no interest, have not seen. Ants. Black Panther, but it's like there's something in me that I feel like I need to for some reason. I don't know why, but all I really have to do is whatchamacallit, I just go on. I mean, if you're looking for an easy way out of seeing Black Panther, but not seeing it, you're too old to enjoy movies made for children. Are you shitting me, bro? Movies made for... Have you ever heard of the Mr. Men series? Like Mr. Happy, Mr. This, and Mr. That? I have that whole fucking series on DVD, Junior. Don't tell me shit. I have the Transformers movie, the cartoon movie on Blu-ray. Now you're making me fuck up. What was I talking about before Purple Pill interrupted me? I'm supposed to be racing, aren't I? I didn't do that. What the hell? So yeah, the whole black. Oh yeah, how to get around not seeing it, but yeah, I mean, if worst comes to worst, if like whatever, like I feel like I need to at least know about it. It's simple. I could just go on Wikipedia, read the plot, and go on YouTube at the same time and have the official soundtrack playing in the background, so I can say, "Yay, yeah, I saw Black Panther. Great music, great story." When really it'll just be a case of I read the plot on Wikipedia while having the soundtrack playing on YouTube. Great fucking movie. This is a stupid. I didn't want to race. I had a bagel egg sandwich today, probably with the monies you made last night. I don't know how much you made, but I was there when you got $10. But yeah, I had to leave. I was just I'm not good at those situations, dude. And plus the woman man who was on there too. How I don't know. Like, does that person prefer to be called a he, a she, or what? Because I don't want to be a dick because the person seemed cool, so I'm not going to be a dick and say it or anything. But the woman man, the way the blonde, let's call the person the blonde. The way the blonde kept fixing the blonde's hair, it reminded me of Blair White, and that reminded me of like women, which like kind of made me want to masturbate, and So that's another reason I had to leave. Because I can't, obviously I can't masturbate to well, it's not that I can't masturbate to men dressed as women or transgenders. It's that I just can't. I mean, Blair White, when I first discovered Blair White, I thought it was a female. I mean, this was like before Blair White, I think, believe became big after the appearance on Alex Jones. And I discovered Blair White before then. And it was first video I watched, it was like a video of how she, god damn it, just run to the hills, run for your life, AC/DC. How she or whatever was in a gender, oh you idiot, gender studies class, and everybody was making fun of it and blah blah blah, and she was really offended. And I saw that, I was like, wow, this is a pretty good looking babe, man. Despite the fact that the voice sounds kind of weird. And then during one of the videos, it was like, yeah, I'm a transgender male. I was like, oh, okay. Good thing I never masturbated to her. So, yeah. I mean, and since the Blair White is too made up or something, tits too fake, not really into her. That's one thing, is like, after the recent surgery Blair White had, it's like iffy. It's like sometimes Blair White can look okay. But then other times it's like you're going way overboard with the shiny face and makeup and shit. But ultimately it's like, even if like, you know, looking at Blair White gets my mojo going a little downstairs, ultimately I couldn't masturbate to Blair White because I know what's underneath. So yeah. And apparently that makes me some fucking bigot. Oh well, like I give a shit. You know, cry me a river while I play my bread game. All right. So yeah, that was the deal with that. It's like, y'all were talking about, I don't know, like Purple Pill Boy. Talking about like that Eli dude who, I don't know him. I don't know him. I don't watch his videos. I'm not going to make judges on him. So I was like, I'm just going to quietly leave while somebody is talking and then say, I have to go, guys. But that was the deal. It was like, I have nothing to contribute. It's been like 40 minutes and I've only contributed about 30 seconds total of things. So I'm sure it won't be a big deal if I leave. So I left. Blair White and Andy Warski are just meant to be losers, to be honest. Eli is a blight on this community. That's all, really. Okay, well, not that I'll take your word for it, but you know what I mean. I'm not going to get involved in drama. Who wants a cancer stepmother update? I'll assume you all do. So here's the stepmother cancer update. Last week, son of a bitch. See, I'm trying to also see what the buttons are. Last week, I was at work editing in my editing bay, and I get a text message, and it's from my sister, and it's a long one, and it's explaining, you know, her mother's most latest diagnosis, and she's got the cancer has spread here, it's spread there, it's in her ovaries, and they're there, and she's got to get a biopsy, and we'll know the results here, and I've been at the hospital every day since Thursday, and here's the phone number for her room, and here's the extension, and Dad has a cell phone now, and he knows how to text, because my dad is not exactly technically savvy. He knows how to text, so here's his number, and yeah, so there's the update. So that was the text I got, okay? I'll answer whatever you said, Purple Guy, in a second. So that's the text I got at work. And immediately after that, like, the thing is, like, my phone went off, and it went off like 3 times in a row. The first time was for a text, with that long text with the diagnosis, the recent update of the stepmother. And then right after she sent that, my stepsister sent that, she sent me another text, and it basically said, okay, I've just messaged him. Now we'll see if he replies to me or calls you. And then right after that, she sends me another message saying, oh, sorry, that last message was for our dad. So basically, it wasn't that first long message she sent me wasn't so much that she simply wanted to update me on her mother's condition, so much as it was, like, in my opinion, because of the history that I've had with these fucking people, is that they were trying to somehow guilt trip me into fucking calling my dad and calling the stepmother, just forgiving them for everything for no reason. And that pissed me off. I spent like I really suck at this game. I'm a fucking chef, for crying out loud. So that really pissed me off. As of now, I didn't get back to my stepsister because, hey, I'm sorry her mother's got cancer, even if she really does cancer. I mean, still, the stepsister is still posting joke memes and shit all over her Facebook. I mean, maybe that's just her way of dealing with the situation with her mother apparently having cancer. But me personally, if it were somebody I cared about, I don't think, or if somebody I cared about who seemed to be, could die at any time of cancer, I don't think I'd be going on Facebook and posting joke memes about how I'm a bitch and all that shit and how I have a bitch face. But people deal with that shit in their own way. But I also saw that because of the second message she accidentally sent me instead of our dad, that, okay, now we'll see if he'll reply to me or if he'll message you. I saw the whole thing as, yeah, okay, they're laying a guilt trip on me. They've done that shit in my entire fucking life. Eat my ass. Sorry your mother's got cancer, but that doesn't change the fact that she was a fucking bitch for as long as I can remember. And my dad did fuck all about it. And plus there's another deal I hear from my mother who lives overseas in the UK, that her, I guess, third husband, who I met one time when I lived over there, ended up getting cancer in his pancreas due to years and years of drinking. And then shortly after that, I get a message from her saying that the man has died. So yeah, craziness going on in there. Cancer, apparently. Toronto guy, you should get me an editing job up there in Canada with... Oh, that's another story. There's not going to be much left in the term of television networks up here in the near future. For those who... I've mentioned this before, I work in broadcasting and have for a very long time. And Netflix and shit... streaming is huge, and recently, I don't know if Gordon Freeman or anyone else in Canada has heard about this, but Bell Canada, for those of you Americans who don't know, it's a big telecom giant, one of the 3 major telecom giants here. Bell Canada, other ones, and a bunch of networks went to our version of the FCC, which is called the CRTC, and basically L1, L2, basically are trying to get the CRTC to be strict to online streaming shit, because companies like Bell and the TV network I work for believe, well, first of all, we've all been losing a ton of money thanks to like Netflix and shit, and people are sick of, you know, the shit that we offer here in Canada. If you want TV or satellite, it's not a case of you can just pick whatever channels you want and there you go. No, here in Canada, if you want TV and satellite, you got to go through the companies, first of all, the telecom companies, and you are forced to pay a certain minimum amount in order to get some certain Canadian channels in order to support Canadian content. The problem with that is these Canadian channels, the Canadian content they offer is fucking garbage. And that includes the company I work for. The content that we produce in-house is fucking boring. And it's one of the reasons that we have lost subscribers in the crazy amount over the last long time. So all these telecom giants, including my company, have banded together and formed this group called Fair Play Canada. You can find it on Twitter. And what they're trying to do is force the CRTC to come up with new rules to regulate the internet more in order to block online streamers, like illegal streams. Because these places, like my company and all the others, are claiming that the reason they've been losing money is because people are, rather than paying for the channels, they're just finding illegal streams to watch those channels, which is a complete fucking lie. Because, for example, the in-house, the content that we make in here, Toronto guy, you sound like a radio broadcaster, not a chef. Well, thank you very much. But I am a chef, trust me. Try my food and you'd be like, wow, you sound like a radio chef. So my company, for example, the content that we make in-house, meaning at our building, consists of the 70-plus-year-old owner of the company interviewing, for example, interviewing the branch manager of a local fucking bank. And he believes that people actually want to fucking watch that shit. He believes in his heart, for some fucked up reason, that after a long day's work on a fucking Tuesday, Wednesday, whatever, what people want to watch is him interviewing a fucking bank branch manager or a member of local parliament or all that shit. Which is a fucking joke. I guarantee you there is nobody in there at home in this country right now thinking, I gotta find an illegal stream of Toronto Guys Network so I can catch the latest episode of the bank manager, the latest bank branch manager being interviewed. So no, people want to watch Game of Thrones, that kind of shit, stuff that we don't offer. But the places like Bell Canada are insisting that no, people are looking for illegal streams so they can watch Canadian Idol and Canadian Survivor, because we can't come up with decent content, original content on our own. I think the last decent original content thing that we had here in Canada was Degrassi. Now, people might be like, oh, fuck Degrassi. I'm a big Degrassi fan, especially Degrassi Junior High and Degrassi High. But yeah, that's the last decent shit we come up with. Other than that, the people in this country want American content because America, #1, baby, when it comes to entertainment. That's not me kissing up. That's just being a fucking fact. Outside of like hockey and maybe Raptors basketball, Canadian content in this country is a fucking joke, and nobody wants to pay for it, so that's why they don't. They go to Netflix and find an IP blocker so they can convince the IP blocker that they live in America so they can get the American version of Netflix, because the Canadian version of Netflix, bloody hell, is a fucking joke. I think the last time I looked, the most recent like release on Canadian Netflix was something that came out in like 2011. It's fucking garbage. Thanks to the CRTC. So that's what's going on here, Purple Pill Guy. You ain't gonna find much luck in finding a job in broadcasting here, because networks and shit, they are going the way of the dodo big time. Canada is still funny. Well, I am funny. People like me are funny, but they don't want to put me on the air because I'll say stuff like fucking retarded and all that shit. I used to have my own show at the company I work for. Lasted 1 season and was getting okay ratings apparently. And then after the first season, boss says, okay, we want you to make a second season, but we need it all done by next week. And I was like, you want me to make 13 episodes of a show in a fucking week and make it watchable? Fuck that. So I didn't do it. Toronto Guy, do you know who Carly is? I don't. Apparently Carly is this Carly Ellison person. Is this person bothering you? I don't know. Apparently I need more subs. What I need is more monies. Gordon Freeman donated monies to me because he knows that I'm awesome. He donated $10. So I'm going to take that and maybe I'll buy some chocolate milk and a Rice Krispie Square and dip the Rice Krispie Square in the chocolate milk. So yeah, that's the deal here. I don't know how networks are doing in the States, but any Americans, is it the same down there? Like, if you want TV, like, can you pick your own channels? Are you forced to get certain channels just to support American content, or can you just like go to like whatever the satellite places are, like Dish Network, and say, I want Dish Network, but I only want ESPN and Food Network, because here you're forced to do shit, and that's why these networks and shit are losing money. But they want to claim that it's because people are finding illegal streams. I cut my cable satellite in 2011 because I was paying almost $70 and I was only watching like 3 fucking channels, and I was paying $70 a month to watch 3 fucking channels, but I was forced to also have other channels like CBC, shit that I didn't want. So fuck cable, fuck satellite, and these places. You see, as someone who works in broadcasting, you think I'd be all for this Fair Play Canada shit and be behind it. But no, I do my best to be fucking, what's the word? To be fair That's why I say, when I say I don't hate women, which I don't, I hate the fact that the law is giving the option to fuck me over, so I'm not going to risk that shit by getting involved anymore. Goddamn bread. So, stupid. Man, people are hungry in Africa, the shithole. Gotta feed them. So yeah, all these they're claiming that shit. It's not going to happen. But yeah, that's fair play, Canada. Well, that's what I was saying. I should be. You think I'd be for it as someone who works in the industry, because there's no doubt in my mind, my company is going to fucking be out of business very soon, because we don't offer people anything that they want to pay for. We don't have anything that compare to Game of Thrones and shit, and nobody is trying to illegally stream our fucking channels, no doubt. So my company is going to be out of business very soon, and I wouldn't be surprised if it's sometime this year. And I'm ready for it. I mean, fuck, I'm a single dude, never married, no kids. I can live off fucking minimum wage. I did the calculations. I can live off minimum wage because I don't piss money away. And Toronto's not exactly expensive compared to where I lived to before, so I can do it. So you think I'd be all for it, but no, I try to be fair. I'm not stupid. I'm not some idiot who's hides from the truth. My industry, broadcasting industry here in Canada, we don't give people what they want. I've made recommendations to the owner of my company of things we need to do. We're not like, hey, I animate. I can make an animated series. Let me make a cartoon. It'll be exclusive to our channels and shit. And he was like, I'll think about it. Did he do it? No. He still insists that people want to see him interviewing a fucking board member of a fucking bake sale coming up in Toronto. Like, who the fuck out in Vancouver gives a shit about a fucking Toronto bake sale? The owner of the company that I work at believes they all do, but they're all looking for illegal streams. Give me a fucking break. They charge more for internet now. Who still pays you? Oh, dude. I don't know where you live, NJ Grant, but when all this shit goes down, when here in Canada, when all these networks are basically done because Netflix rules the world, the internet providers here who are mainly get in there. I hate this game. The internet providers here who are like Rogers and Bell, they are also the cable and phone providers. They will jack. Oh, you live in Brampton? Okay, so you know what I'm talking about. When all this shit goes down, when satellite and cable TV is no longer a thing, Rogers and cable are going to fucking jack up the internet prices. And the excuse they're going to use is that all of the streaming and internet traffic has just been really hard on their network, and they need more money in order to keep up with demand. So Rogers and Bell are not going to lose money. They are just simply going to make all the money that they are going to end up losing. They're going to make when our internet prices. I mean, if maybe you think you're paying high now, like double or triple that sometime in the next 2-3 years, because they're going to have to make that money up somehow. That's what we're looking forward to here in Canada land, the home of Justin Hindu boy Trudeau. I still can't believe that shit. Like, for a dude who claims to be a feminist to go all cultural appropriation, to dress like a fucking Maharaj over in India. Like, all he was missing was a goddamn, as I said, like a magic fucking carpet or a snake coming out of a vase and a fucking flute. Jesus Christ. And if that dude went down and visited like Kentucky, he'd dress up as Colonel fucking Sanders thinking he'd fit right in. He's a fucking moron. I'm sure the owner of your company don't give a shit about his company. Oh, he does. He's put a lot of work into it. He's just very fucking clueless. Very fucking clueless. He is convinced because he's old. I mean, he loves the content that we air because he's fucking in a lot of it. He probably masturbates to the shit. I mean, he's like 70-something years old. He probably fucking whacks off to watching himself interview like the owner of a fucking local TD Bank branch. Like, bloody hell. And he's surrounded by dudes who fucking tell him what he wants to hear. I mean, I've been there of the company like 22 years. Nobody's been there longer than me except for his wife and the general manager. Dude, and I'm thinking, I've suggested to him many times, dude, here's what we need to do, man. We're not catering to the demographics we should be catering to. I mean, the people who were kids 10 years ago are now old enough to be paying for their own cable and shit. And guess what? We're not catering to them. What 20-something-year-old kid wants to get home from their job at fucking Taco Bell and watch some fucking 70-year-old man interviewing the fucking member of parliament for fucking Brampton North? No offense to NJ Grant, but who in fucking Vancouver wants to see that shit? That's why net neutrality is important. I'm still not familiar with the whole thing, but that's basically this whole Fair Play Canada thing. The few people who seem to know about it and are against it are comparing it to the states doing the whole net neutrality thing. So that's where that is. And my cat took a shit and I can smell it, which is ironic because look at the litter box. God damn it. My cat takes after me, man. We both take really stinky shits. The reason I do it is because I'm a really great cook. Can you spin the bread? I'm trying to do something. Let me try something. Okay, spin! If your mom were smart, we wouldn't need MGTOW. Well, that's another thing, man. I think I've said it before, man. I think these kids today, get in there, fool. Don't do anything stupid. Man, I'll tell you, man. The people who made this game would hate me right now because I'm not exactly doing this game any justice. I'm sure I'm not convincing anybody watching that they should buy this game. But I'm convinced that the young like 13, 14-year-olds today are going to usher in the next generation of fucking, like, you know, rebelling against everything. Because, for one, they don't seem to be on Facebook and shit. Like, I have a bunch of nieces and nephews. Two of whom, did you hear the new gun bill passed in Oregon? No, I didn't. That's American stuff, and I try to avoid that shit, even though sometimes it's hard to. But I have two nieces and nephews who are like 14 and 15. And they have Facebook accounts, but they're hardly on them. And I asked them recently, why are you hardly on your Facebook? And they're like, because Facebook is lame. And pretty much just about like a lot of kids in their age range think Facebook is lame. And one of the reasons is because, well, a couple of the reasons is because they think it's too hard to navigate. There's just too much shit going on it. And number two, their parents are on it. So all these kids, these fucking 15-year-olds and shit today who are not on, they're on something. I mean, I take the bus and shit home, right, from work. And one thing I do is I pass a fucking, sorry for swearing, I pass a high school on the way home. And these kids, they're on something, not me, I'm not saying they're on drugs, but they're on their phones, they're on something, some network or something, but it's not Facebook. It ain't Instagram, it ain't Twitter. I mean, since Facebook has come around, that's launched a ton of other social media places, and that's where these kids seem to be. So this young generation, I'm convinced, are going to, I don't think it's going to happen 2020, but 2024, I think that's when these liberals are going to stop being so friggin' identity politics shanked. I'm bred, everybody. I'm fucking bred. But it's like back in the 90s, things were, I mean, the 80s, things were like not as crazy politically correct as they are now, but they were. And then they slowly, like, people slowly got bored, and then what changed, in my opinion, what changed is all of a sudden Nirvana hit the scene. When Nirvana hit the scene with their friggin' anti-everything shit, and all that was just what the young people back then needed. Because I was like an 18-year-old in high school at the time, because I was a degenerate. I was in high school. I spent 7 years in high school, because my first 3 years I was skipping constantly. When Nirvana hit the scene, that was the end of fucking political correctness of the 80s. And that is what I think is going to happen, you know, is this next generation of kids growing up. We need the next Nirvana to hit. I mean, I wasn't the biggest fan of Nirvana. I was for about maybe 10 minutes. until I saw a bunch of rich white trash kids. I mean, back then I lived in a town called Aurora, Ontario. Anyone who's lives in Ontario who knows, Aurora, Ontario is like totally fucking rich white trash. Okay, it's like rich kids with rich fucking parents, like kids who for their 16th birthday will get a fucking car. All right, that's Aurora, Ontario, where I lived. That's not where I grew up. I grew up in Toronto, Scarborough, but had to move there because that's where my dad ended up getting a job up there, so we all had to move there. So I ended up going to Aurora High School for like 4 years. Yeah, Aurora is a rich shithole. So is Newmarket. I lived there for a while too. So Nirvana, so I was a fan of Nirvana at first, and then they hit the scene, and that Smells Like Teen Spirit shit played, right? And every morning at the high school, they would play like a song, just to get the kids all pepped up and ready for a great day of school, all the rich kids. So one morning, like, remember, anyone who remembers that day, it was all about grunge and wearing plaid and basically dressing like a fucking slob with all the flannel and shit. So one morning at Aurora High, Smells Like Teen Spirit starts playing before the first class began. And I'm like, wow, this is a cool song. And what do I see in the hallway is I see a bunch of friggin' rich white kids. I mean, Aurora is like fucking white everywhere. If you see a black person in Aurora, it's like, holy cow, there's a black person. Let's take a picture of them. So Smells Like Teen Spirits plays one morning, and I see these fucking rich white trash kids suddenly dancing. All right? Anyone who's seen the original Footloose movie with Kevin Bacon, there's a scene in it where like the pastor's daughter and her boyfriend go to that place to play video games, and then she suddenly plays this music of catchy music, and then everybody there, all the other kids there, start dancing and shit. That is what the scene was like that day. And I saw that, I was like, bloody hell, these fucking kids just ruined Nirvana for me. Because not only are they a bunch of rich fucking kids dressing like a bunch of slobs, like they're fucking poor or something, but now they're dancing like fucking Footloose. So they fucking ruined Nirvana for me, but that is what's going to happen. I'm not familiar with what is popular in music right now, but I would bet Gordon Freeman's $10 that there is no fucking band right now, mainstream band right now, that is anything like Nirvana. I would bet a lot of it is like very safe music. But eventually, I think that's what's going to happen. It's going to be something's going to happen that's going to trigger the generation of kids to be like, you know, fuck this feminism shit. Fuck this politically correct shit. Stop telling me I can't go on Pornhub and look at the titties. I want to do what I want. And that's what's going to happen. I'm convinced of it. It's all a cycle. And I think it's going to happen in about 2024 before the next before the elections of 2024. And when that happens, you're going to see the fucking liberals suddenly changing their tune because of what's cool. So all these liberal fucking, like, for example, I mentioned this on my Twitter the other day, how it was just so friggin' annoying seeing all the political shit on my Twitter feed. So I just click on the entertainment section, and the first thing I see, because I clicked on that thinking, let me get away from all this politics shit. Let's see what's going on in entertainment. Oh, what's going on in entertainment? The first person's tweets shit I see is goddamn Alyssa Milano. Who's familiar with Alyssa Milano and her fucking shit going on right now? She's a fucking armchair politician. Okay? But as I was saying, when all this shit changes and it goes back to being rebellious, all these fucking celebrities and shit who are pushing this politically correct agenda are going to change their tune and suddenly be like, stop judging people based on race and gender and judge them on the content of their character. But the great thing about that is now we have the internet, but we didn't have it back when Nirvana hit it big. Now we have the internet, so when Alyssa fucking Milano suddenly decides to change her tune because it's going to be what's popular at the time, all people have to do is go back and be like, really? This tweet you did back in 2018, you were saying something different entirely. You fucking fraud. Stop trying to... Oh, shit balls! Stop trying to fit in. Wellington Street is shit street. Dude, I lived on Wellington Street. No, I didn't. I lived near Wellington Street. I lived literally across the street from Aurora High. I'm really sorry to the makers of this game, making your game look really bad. It's a funny concept game, I just suck at it. I literally lived across the street from Aurora High School, the rich white trash school of Aurora. It was townhouses, and I remember telling one of the rich white trash kids that I lived there. I mean, when I say lived across the street, I mean literally. It was a 2-minute walk to get to school. So I lived there at a townhouse complex. And when I told one of the rich white trash kids that at that school, they were like, "Oh, you live in the ghetto?" And I was thinking, that's what's considered a ghetto? Are you fucking shitting me? I mean, I friggin' was born and raised in Scarborough. That townhouse place I lived in across the street from the high school may as well be fucking like Beverly Hills 90210 places compared to where I lived in Scarborough, you fucking moron. But yeah, I lived literally, that's where I lived, which was close to Wellington. God damn it. Yes, I am bred, and I'm trapped under a skateboard. Oh, but yeah. It's coming, though. The next big era, it's coming. These kids say they're not on Facebook, they're not on Twitter. They're on something. I mean, I am nosy. When I get on the bus, I sit at the back, and then the high school kids get on, and I look at what they're doing. They're buried in their phones, like everybody else's seems to be this day, having face sex with their mobiles. They're on something. Some might meet social media site, but it isn't Facebook. Facebook is lame to them because their parents are on Facebook. And thank God some things don't change. I mean, it's the one thing that will probably never change is kids thinking their parents are lame. So these kids today are not on Facebook because, one, it's hard to navigate for them because, you know, a lot of them seem to be stupid. And number two, their parents are on it, and they don't want their parents sending them a friend request and like-clicking their shit. I mean, that's another thing on my real name Facebook page. Doesn't matter what I post, my mother always like-clicks it. It's fucking embarrassing sometimes. Like, I can literally post a friggin' status update of 3 dots, like dot, 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 and then within like 10 minutes, there'll be a like-click from my mother. So, yeah. Parents are fucking lame. Man, what else is going on? I had ideas. I was on this. I don't know if Purple Bill dude is still. Subscribe to his channel, everybody. Yes, I know to throw myself into toastered NJ. I'm trying, but maybe it's because this toast is maybe because it's white bread. And white bread is just so fucking what's the word? What's the word people use today to shit on white people? Maybe it's because this white bread is so oppressive. That's why it's so hard to get into the toaster. Where was I going with everything? Oh yeah, the purple. I don't know if he's still on here, still listening. If he's not, hopefully he's editing the shit face video. But subscribe to his channel. I was on his thing, and he invited me to his cast, and I was like, okay, sure. But I ended up leaving because I don't do good in those situations. Like at one point in his cast, he was like, you know, these purple pill casts are just for random stuff. They're not for topics. And me, I need topics. Otherwise, I don't do good. Because maybe I'm into shit that other people aren't, you know. I mean, I'm into horror movies and cooking. So, and last night they were talking about people that I'd never heard of. So I was like, yeah, it was like me at a friggin' back in the day at a junior high dance. I'd be one of those kids who were standing up against the fucking wall, just wishing a girl would ask me to dance, because that's what I was. So I was on that and I had to leave, but I was thinking, you know, I still want to stream. I'm in the mood to stream, but what do I stream? And I just today decided to do this with the bread. But I also had ideas like, just like, I know people there seem to be people out there who subscribe to my channel because they dug all the early stuff when I was like, fucking women, man, goddamn feminism and blah, blah, blah. But there's a lot of people who do that. And that was ultimately, I've said it before, just messing up my head with anger. But I still want to stream. But there's more to being a dude than, you know, or there's more to being, quote, MGTOW than, like, just being angry at the system, isn't there? And I was like, maybe people will be interested in, like, a thing about, like, man stuff. Let's do a live stream and talk about, god damn it, let's talk about horror movies. Because I'm a big horror movie fan. Jason Voorhees and Freddy Krueger and shit. Maybe people will join that and donate monies and shit. So, like, that kind of stuff. Talk about man movies. Like, let's talk about movies about with what people would call toxic masculinity. Let's talk about Rambo and how awesome Rambo is. How come we can't have a dialogue in here? Who can't? I've got two screens. I got my main screen, my TV screen in front of me, and my computer with YouTube to my right, sorry. We talked a bit about Carrie. Could have gone off a rant about that shit if you wanted. But as I said, Jimmy, I've only seen that. I have that movie, but I've only watched it once, and that was probably like 15 years ago. And like I also said, I only remember the one scene of when the girl's in the shower and she starts having her period. So I don't know what else I would have said. Plus, I don't know if anybody else who was in that group were into that stuff. The latest Saw was good up until the ending. I haven't. You mean Jigsaw? If you mean Jigsaw, I haven't seen that. I have all the Saw movies except for that. My favorite Saw movie? I'd have to think about that. I dig the one when they're all in the house and Donnie Wahlberg is like the dad. He's in two of them, right? One where he's playing the dad, and his son is like, "That's my son, Jigsaw. Give him back, or I'll put you in jail." And then there was one where he got his fucking head crushed by the ice blocks. You can download Jigsaw. I'm sorry, but I don't break the law. I'm a good guy, even though I have an Android device and get channels for free if I want them. Then maybe I should download it. I do have faster internet now. Your son is in a safe place. Oh yeah, because he actually was, wasn't he? You see that kind of shit. Maybe I like do streams where we're just talking about man movies and man food and man TV shows. Like, for example, maybe not a man TV show. Anyone familiar with the old show Different Strokes? Where the old rich white dude adopts two poor black kids? How would you think that show would go over today? That would be fucking awesome if they tried to put that show on today. Where a rich old white dude adopts two young poor black boys. I would subscribe to a Canadian service for $70 a month to watch that shit. That would be... Then again, I have season 1 and 2 on DVD, so no, I wouldn't. That'd be awesome. Mr. Drummond and Arnold and Willis. Okay, I think people might be getting sick of this game. I'm getting sick of it. What? Your son, it's been more than 40 years since I watched television. Wow, dude, you're almost as... Well, you must be older than me. Like, so they had TV when you were young? TV! Don't worry, I'm old too, man. I was... anybody remembers my story about woman number 2 and me taking her daughter out to places. One place I took her was a place called the Ontario Science Centre, which is like, they have stuff there. And one of the things they had was one of those old phones that had those dials that were a circle, where you put your finger in and you move your finger to the dial and it basically goes in a circle. So they had one of those phones there, and she goes up to it, and she was like 12 years old at the time. She goes up to it, and she was like, "How does this work?" And it was like, I was like, "Holy shit!" That made me feel fucking old. Like she didn't know how. What are they called? Rotary phones? She didn't know how to fuck. Yeah, rotary dial. That's right. She didn't know how a rotary dial worked. Have we really advanced that far into the future that kids today would see a rotary phone and like be like, "How does this work? It seems so easy." Well. Even that kind of stuff. We've been doing live streams and talking about old stuff. Unfortunately, Purple Pill Dude couldn't do it because he's one of those youngins. He calls himself a millennial, but I think Purple Pill Jimmy is like 30, early 30s. In my opinion, early 30s is... Oh, shit. Early 30s isn't exact... It's like, you know how in golf you have the fairway and then the fringe and then the green? In my opinion, Jimmy is like fringe. He's like on the end of Generation X going into millennial. So he's like, he's not Generation X or millennial. He's like confused. Like a lot of these kids out there. Don't worry. They're there. Just donate some super chat money and I'll let you get on through with your life. But you can start by getting shit-faced done already. Bloody hell. Because I'm sure there's stuff about that movie that you know that I don't. One of the best things about that movie is Jennifer Tilly. That's another thing I can talk about is I've been watching a lot of poker stuff on Twitch lately. They have poker channels and some of them were showing Jennifer Tilly playing poker. I can watch Jennifer Tilly play poker for fucking ever. She is a fucking... Like, I guess she's a great poker player. I bet she is. You know what I mean? But yeah, if you've never seen Jennifer Tilly play poker, I highly recommend it. There are YouTube videos of it. Jennifer Tilly is a phenomenal poker player. Just a step below Phil Hellmuth. Forget Jennifer Tilly. What was Meg Tilly in again? I know the name. I don't know what she was in. I know the rotary phones from the Flintstones. Never thought of that. Like, how would kids... I mean, that shocked me that day. Is your game lagging, dude? No, it's probably my stream. My internet's probably been on for too long and it's starting to lag. It does that sometimes, I guess. So it might be time to call it quits. But that messed me up that day. She didn't know how a rotary phone worked. Like, bloody hell. I've never seen The Big Chill. I know Meg Tilly's name. I could probably look her up, but I'm sure she's nothing compared to Jennifer Tilly. I didn't care for Jennifer Tilly in Liar Liar because she had the short hair and shit, which doesn't do it for me. But in the Chucky movies, good lord, I can watch her do Chucky stuff forever. Dragon Ball Z Fighters. I don't have that game. I don't play those kinds of games. I don't get those. I don't get those games. They make no sense to me. But we'll just call it quits for now. Let me just go take a shit in the fucking litter box. And then we'll call it quits. And thank you for Gordon Freeman for donating the monies. And everybody else who... Alright! See, that was easy. So that's that. We'll call that that. If you want to know why Meg Tilly is hot, it's because she and her half-sister are half Chinese. Alright, cool. Well, we'll call that a day. It's been an hour and a half. Thanks everybody for joining. If anybody wants to see, like, you know, Cass talking about man stuff, like horror movies and stuff, then, yeah, whatever. Keep coming, TG. I'm going to come in about 5 minutes after thinking of Jennifer Tilly. I got some coming to do, brother. Thanks for the $10. But this has been Toronto Guy, and I'm going to turn off the stream, and then I'm going to come. Yeah. So thank you to everybody. There we go.